AO3 Context for Charge of a Light Brigade by Lord Tennyson. Charge of a Light Brigade is about the Battle of Balaclava, which took place during the Crimean War, which started in 1853 and lasted until 1856. British troops were fighting in Russia during this war, but the warfare was heavily based around people on horses who would usually charge forward and quickly overrun the enemy before they had a chance to reload their weapons, hence the word charge in the title. In the 1800s, cannons and simple guns that the soldiers had took a lot of time to reload, so a charge could be a really effective way of taking new territory. However, a light brigade, as the name suggests, was a brigade of lightly armed soldiers. Now, their role was scouting or supporting other attacks, but certainly not charging head-on towards the enemy. However, the poem tells a story of a light brigade who did exactly that, because in October 1854, a man called Lord Raglan decided that they would attack the Russians, and he sent an order which was somehow misinterpreted, so that the Light Brigade were ordered to charge straight at the Russian enemy. So there's this lovely juxtaposing that Tennyson's used in the title between the word charge, which implies power and violence and control and attack, whilst the light in the title next to it reveals their ill-preparedness and their vulnerability. So in real life, what happened was 673 Light Brigade cavalrymen charged down this valley with Russian cannons and guns firing straight at them. And as a result, of course, they reckon about 200 British soldiers died. In Britain, these men were respected for following orders, even though they knew that they might be wrong orders, because it reflected their patriotism and their bravery. However, of course, some people have criticised the way they blindly followed orders when they knew that they were probably foolhardy. Lord Tennyson wrote Charge of the Light Brigade, the poem, in 1854, which is the same year, and he was asked to write it in his role as Poet Laureate to reflect the glorious sacrifice of the soldiers. But in the poem, he is clearly critical of the way that the people in charge made a mistake that led to so many deaths. As he states, someone had blundered, meaning they should really have known better, but they made what was a fatal error for those soldiers. And that's all you'll need to know for the AO3 context for Charge of the Light Brigade.